Welcome here everybody to the Charlotte Motor Speedway as we are getting ready for the 12th race of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, the Coca Cola 600, the longest race of the year, 40 laps. I'll be running tonight here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Charlotte. I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth, hitting your full coverage of today's race. Like we said, a 40 lap race with 43 drivers lined up on pit road, hoping to take home that checker flag. We just wrapped up the NASCAR Camping Road Truck Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Now, the final race of the weekend at Charlotte, the NASCAR Spring Cup Series. Down below, you'll see your starting grid rolling across your screen. And on the pole for today's race is going to be the number 19 Subway Toyota of Carl Edwards. The driver who won this race 1 year ago on field mileage, and the winner of the pole in the Sprint All-Star race 1 week ago. He will lead the field down to the green flag alongside the number 48 Superman, Jimmie Johnson. Row 2, you have your All-Star winner from last weekend, Kasey Kahne, and yesterday's Xfinity winner, Brad Keselowski, in the number 2. On row 3, the 22, Joey Logano, alongside the only two-time winner this season, the number 4 of Kevin Harvick. That is all for the pre-race news. Let's sit you down trackside and get you the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the engines will fire up, the pace car will lead the field onto the track. 40 laps, 43 drivers, 1 trophy. Who will it be at the end of the night? 40 long green flag laps. Let's take you a little bit further back to row 4. Give a card to the rookie Brian Scott in the number 29. A great qualifying run by the number 29 of Brian Scott. Starting next to the number 20 of Matt Kenseth. And then Brian Vickers and Martin Truex Jr. The two Toyotas will round out your top 10. Regan Smith, Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Chase Elliott your top 15. We had a total of 45 entries. 2 drivers failed to qualify, and the final driver to make the show, Ricky Dakota Armstrong, in the number 26. Now, once we get through the All-Star weekend, our big focus now is really going to start being the chase. Drivers trying to race their way into the playoffs this year. The 19 of Edwards, he's looking for his first win of the year. The 48, the 5, the 2, the 22, and the 4 all have secured themselves a spot, most likely, in the 2016 playoffs. Making their way into turns 3 and 4. Out of the final corner, the pace car will hit pit lane. The fans are on their feet. Coming down to the green flag, the Coca Cola 600 is underway. Johnson, Edwards, Johnson leads us down to the green flag. We're underway. And racing towards turn number 1, the 19 of Carl Edwards on the inside of the 48 of Johnson. Kahne in the 5. 22 Logano making their way through turns number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go, and already cars off track. The number 6 of Trevor Bayne nearly went off track. Almost got turned with the 1 of McMurray. Down in the turn number 3, Kahne on the bottom of his teammate Jimmie Johnson. Logano trying to make it 3 wide. They make their way out of turn 4. The 2 Hendrick teammates make contact. Down to the line, the 19 will lead lap number 1, and we stay green for the first lap. Now Keselowski, the 2 car, yesterday's winner, he's in the outside wall down here in turn number 1. And Keselowski falls outside the top 10. Down in turn 3, Logano now back to the inside, trying to get that lead away. Got the 4 Kevin Harvick right behind him. Now Johnson to the inside of his teammate Kahne. And look at rookie Brian Scott trying to make something happen on the bottom of the track. Scott trying to get inside the top 5 in that 29. And the 15 of Brian Vickers now in the wall. Vickers scraping the wall. So is the 5 of Kasey Kahne. That's been the main problem this whole entire weekend. Cars getting a little bit out of the groove. Getting to the part of the track that has no grip. And you just saw the 5 of Kasey Kahne, the guy who won the All-Star race 1 week ago, get into the outside wall. Now he's outside the top 15 in that 5 car. Well, he's in 14th, but he's almost outside the top 10. So now things settle a little bit, and we have the 19 of Carl Edwards leading us. We just saw Kahne get in the wall again. back outside the top 15. Edwards, Logano, Kevin Harvick, Jimmie Johnson, and now we have the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. on the inside of rookie Brian Scott, who's hanging tough on the outside in that 29 car. Truex 6, Matt Kenseth, Regan Smith, Kurt Busch, and now trying to get inside the top 10, that 18 of Kyle Busch. That will bump Elliott down to 11th, Keselowski 12th, Kyle Larson, Clint Boyer, and Greg Biffle, Stenhouse, Paul Menard, Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, and Nick Murray. Top 20 back here, you see that number 5 of Casey Kane, all the way outside the top 25. This is the guy who dominated last week's All-Star race, and now struggling to keep up inside the top 20 in that 5 car on the inside of his teammate Dale Jr. That 88 car has lacked speed all weekend long, and Jr.'s now in the wall. Dale Jr. in the wall. He made his truck debut on Friday night, got a top 10 finish. Right now struggling in his Nationwide Batman Chevrolet. 3 wide up ahead, the number 21 Chris Buescher, Jamie McMurray, Ryan Blaney. And we have a new leader, the 22 of Joey Logano has taken over the top spot from the 19 of Carl Edwards. But not so fast. Here comes that number 4, Kevin Harvick, looking for win number 3 in 2016. He now moves to the inside. We have a slow car on the back straightaway. That is the 46 of Michael Annett. And we have Dillon and Newman sideways down here. I don't know if they got out the gas or what, but you saw that 3 and that 31. Those two teammates get on the gas, get like, I don't know what's going on. Trying to find that 46. There's Michael Annett. And real quick, before I forget, let's go back and see what happened to the 46 of Michael Annett. Running a special patriotic paint scheme for this weekend at Charlotte. H. Scott Motorsports. Michael Annett was running 37th at the time. And it looks like his motor gives way on lap number 6 of the race. So Michael Annett, it appears his day is over early in today's race. But now we have another battle for the lead. Here comes that 19 Matt to the inside, Carl Edwards. On the outside, here comes that momentum of Harvick and Logano. And on turn number 4, they made contact. Logano nearly turns that forward, Kevin Harvick. Truex now up here inside the top 5. That 78 car finished second in the All-Star race 1 week ago. The 48 of Johnson now inside the top 5. And how about Kurt Busch? If I remember correctly, he started outside the top 20 in that 41 car. He's now up here inside the top 5. And 3 wide again, these guys continue to race hard for that 2nd and 3rd spot. Now you have the 19 of Carl Edwards on the inside of the 4 Harvick. Brad Keselowski, he got in the wall early on. He's now up here inside the top 10, 7th place. How about rookie Chase Elliott, rookie Ryan Scott, Matt Kenseth, and Regan Smith up here trying to crack the top 10. You have Stenhouse having a great run early on. Kyle Busch looking for that first win of the year. Kyle Larson, Clint Boyer, Ryan Blaney, Greg Biffle, Denny Hamlin. He started all the way back in 30th place. He's now made the top 20. David Reagan, Al Morella, McMurray, Austin Dillon, Tony Stewart, Ron Newman, Casey Kane, Dale Jr., Brian Vickers, and Trevor Bayne. Michael McDowell, Allmendinger, Mears, Allgaier, Sadler, Landon Castle, Bowman, DiBenedetto, Ryan Preece, Brett Moffitt, Sorensen, and the 26 of Armstrong. 10 laps have been put on the board now, make that 11. 22 leads, but now to the inside comes that number 4 of Kevin Harvick. The Busch Beer Chevrolet at a Stewart-Haas Racing now, going after the 19 Subway Toyota defending winner Carl Edwards. And Harvick's bringing his teammate along with him on the inside lane, the 41 of Kurt Busch, and the guy who's not letting these guys pull away, that 48 of Jimmie Johnson. Then you have Keselowski, Chase Elliott, not far behind. And now Harvick gets moved out of the way by the 78 of Truex, who makes the move to the inside. And we've just been told that the 46 of Michael Annett had a camshaft issue, and Michael Annett will finish 43rd here today at Charlotte. Kyle Larson on the inside of the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That'll be a spot for the 13th spot. Well, now he's actually lost the 17, and now here comes that 10 of Regan Smith on the outside. Greg Biffle having a great run right now inside the top 15. You have Clint Boyer, and we have the 12 of Ryan Blaney now in the wall of the 12 car. Blaney scrapes the wall, and here comes that 43 of Al Morella, the 3 of Dylan. They're going to catch that number 12 of Blaney very quickly here down in turn number 3. McMurray, Stewart, Newman, Kane, and tell you what, Casey Kane, he got in the wall early on, and he has not recovered. He's only 27th. Now, yeah, 27th. He has not worked his way up at all. And here comes Dylan making it 3 wide in that number 3 car. So move Dylan up to 21st. Paul Menard 3 wide. Clint Boyer, Regan Smith up top. Out of turn number 4, here comes that 11 of Denny Hamlin to the inside. So Hamlin now, he started outside the top 25 and 30th place. He's now trying to get inside the top 15 in just 15 laps. 3 wide again. Here comes the 11 of Hamlin on the bottom. 27 of Paul Menard in the middle. Clint Boyer up top. And we have the 48 wrecking up front. Jimmie Johnson wrecks, and he takes out the 18 of Kyle Busch. And also involved the 20 of Matt Kenseth. Big wreck here on the down in turn number 3, taking out a lot of our contenders to win this race, some big names. The defending Cup champion Kyle Busch, former champion Matt Kenseth, and 6-time champion Jimmie Johnson all wrecked here. And I believe the 18 may have got the severe damage, because he had a lot of front end damage. Look at that damage on the 18 of Kyle Busch. Won the pole for yesterday's Xfinity race. Led a lap, I believe. But was really not really competitive all week long, and we were riding around where Kyle Busch was, and the 48 of Johnson running up here inside the top 5 is going to get help by the 78. Oh, maybe even the 24 of Chase Elliott, trying to make it 4 wide on Johnson and Keselowski. Truex on the outside, 48 in the middle, coming out of turn number 2. And they're going to make contact. They're going to squeeze that 48 up the track. And the 48 is going to go around right in front of Truex. 78 is going to lose a lot of spots here. Here comes that 20 of Kenseth, nowhere to go. And his teammate Kyle Busch in the 18. I believe really nobody else got involved. That was a really good wreck avoidance by everybody else on the bottom of the track. Kenseth and Busch stayed high. Johnson was able to keep his car somewhere near the bottom of the track. And that just saved guys like the 26 of Dakota Armstrong, who almost went 1 lap down, who was about to go a lap down, by race leader Joey Logano. The 20 and the 18 have left pit road. They will be able to continue, but the 48, Jimmie Johnson, and he will also be able to continue. Here he is, 34th. So the 18 and the 20 will be a little bit slower, a lot slower. Now they're just going to try to salvage whatever they can get out of the day. Now the 48 and the 20 car, they already have a win. Matt Kenseth won last time out at Kansas, the last points-paying race. The 18 of Kyle Busch, your defending Cup champion, has yet to go to victory lane here in 2016, and it does not appear it will happen today. First caution out, almost halfway in the event. And we have the 22 of Joey Logano, your leader. Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch, no surprise there, but give a call to the 24th rookie Chase Elliott. Has now worked his way up inside the top 5, running 4th. Brad Keselowski 5th. Carl Edwards, Martin Truex, and great run by Brian Scott, great run by Kyle Larson, and a great run by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and a great run by Greg Biffle. And now Clint Boyer, Denny Hamlin, Regan Smith, and Chris Buescher having a great run in that number 21 car. Paul Menard, David Reagan, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, and Eric Almirola. Further back here, Johnson will restart 34th, Kyle Busch 41st, Matt Kenseth 42nd, Michael Annett is out of the race in 43rd. Down to the line to get us back underway, the 22 of Joey Logano. Leads us back down to green. But a pretty good jump by that 4, Kevin Harvick. He was ready to go, and here comes the 4 to the bottom, Kevin Harvick. And look at that 24. Chase Elliott going with him on the inside lane. Edwards makes him into the inside of the 2 of Keselowski, and Brad's going to make it 3 wide. Down to the line, Kevin Harvick, leader Kurt Busch now in the middle in that 41. Logano up top. On the bottom is that 24 of Elliott. 19 of Edwards, the 2 of Keselowski. Stenhouse is there on the bottom of the track. 17 to have the 78 of Truex. 29 of Brian Scott. And making a move down to the front is that 41 of Kurt Busch. And oh, the 24 nearly got turned by the 2 of Keselowski off turn number 4, but they hang on. And Harvick gets pushed by the 22 down in the turn number 1 to hold the lead away from his teammate Kurt Busch, but he's fighting back on the inside lane. And what a run we're seeing out of that 24 of Chase Elliott. Now you have Kyle Larson up here. You have Brian Scott. A lot of guys who we normally don't see. How about Greg Biffle up here in that number 16 car? And they're going to... Oh, man, they're so close and tight up here for the lead. And we can very well see another 18-48-20 wreck as they're all the way back here without a shot to win the race. Kevin Harvick now up front, but once again, here comes the inside lane of Kurt Busch in that 41. Coming down to be 15. It's going to be 16 to go this time by, and Busch still trying to make that bottom lane work. Edwards now got the nose on the inside of the 24, Chase Elliott. Logano sits third, trying to think which lane is the best lane to go to help his shot to get the lead. Now Larson will move the 19 up the track, and we may have another 48 wreck, but Brad backs off to keep it from 4 wide as we have one car in the wall. That's the 77 to Clint Boyer. Scraping the wall back here. No fall, almost outside the top 20 for Clint Boyer. $15 to go now for Kurt Busch. Winner from Texas earlier this year, another 1.5 mile track. Kevin Harvick, 2 wins. Joey Logano, Phoenix win. 4 wide back here. Stenhouse now 3 wide. In the middle, Brian Scott up top, Truex. I'd like to show a little bit further back, but I believe if I go any further back, we're gonna end up seeing, we're gonna end up missing something pretty big up here. The top 3 now trying to break away from the pack. Kurt Busch, 41, took the win away from Brad Keselowski at Texas on the last lap, last corner pass. Kevin Harvick, winner from Las Vegas and Richmond. Joey Logano took home the win at Phoenix. Keselowski got the win at Bristol, and Kyle Larson still looking for that first win, but it could very well come here today. He has a win here in the Xfinity Series. Now Chase Elliott got a top 5 or got a top 10 in yesterday's race. Almost won the race one day ago. Martin Truex, Brian Scott, Denny Hamlin nearly gets turned by Greg Biffle, and here comes that 55. David Reagan having a great run. Austin Dillon started outside the top 30 in that number 3 car. He's now up here inside the top 15. Biffle on the inside of Hamlin, 3 wide. Brian Scott, but they're still keeping it together. Somehow they're making it work, and now Logano to the inside of Kevin Harvick. Kurt Busch, Joey Logano trying to get their 2nd win of the year and tie Kevin Harvick for top seed on the chase grid. You got some guys just trying to get top 10 finish like Stenhouse and Biffle. Truex in that 78 having a great run. Now back to the inside comes that Ford. Kevin Harvick on the inside of the 22 of Joey Logano. Now Austin Dillon on the back bumper of his teammate Brian Scott. Will put him in the middle, 3 wide again. Scott stuck in the middle. David Reagan up top. And Reagan will get the momentum off turn number 4. And here comes another Toyota Denny Hamlin in that 11 car. 10 to go now. This time by. And now we have a battle for 3rd place. The 4 Kevin Harvick, the 42 of Kyle Larson. And now right up ahead is that number 20 of Matt Kenseth. Now remember, on Friday night, the truck race, dominant truck Tyler Reddick caught a slower Travis Quapple, and Quapple wrecked Tyler Reddick and Matt Crafton and some big names. Now Kenseth, another former series champion, has the same issue. He's slow, but can he get out of the way? The top 7 or 8 moves to the inside of the 20 of Matt. Kenseth gives the field the bottom lane. Here comes Stenhouse. Here comes Truex. And oh man, almost came down and clipped that 17. Now Truex stuck in behind the 20, but now he makes a move to the bottom. Here comes Biffle and Scott. David Reagan might be the unfortunate guy stuck in the outside lane. But can Reagan get to the middle lane? Here comes Hamlin. He lets Reagan in. So at least now that almost the top 20 has gotten by the top 20 has almost gotten by the 20 of Kenseth. Now it is Kurt Busch and the 22 of Joey Logano at the front of the field. And it will be 7 to go. This time by for that number 41. Can he hang on and win his second race of the year? Now, if we were to have another car would go one lap down, that would next up would be the number 18 of Kyle Busch. Busch is about a straight away ahead of his older brother Kurt Busch, who's now coming down in the turn number 3. And Harvick's gotten to the 22's back bumper now. Keselowski right on the back with the 42 of Larson. Dale Jr. that 88 on the inside of the 14 of Tony Stewart, 21 of Chris Buescher. And Boyer back here in 24th, Brian Vickers, McMurray. 13, Casey Mears running a new paint scheme this weekend. Allmendinger, Trevor Bayne, Michael McDowell, Sadler, Allgaier. Here's the 48 of Jimmie Johnson, wrecked early on in the race. Right now running 33rd, Landon Castle, DiBenedetto, Bowman, Moffitt, Priest, Armstrong, Sorensen, and Kyle Busch. 5 to go, and it remains the 41, the 22, the 4, the 42, and the 2 car. We are single file until you get to this 3-wide battle back here. Dale Jr. now falling back on the outside. He saw the 21 of Chris Buescher go by. Tony Stewart's down the inside, but Jr. gets the momentum on the top lane, and he will stay in front of that 14. Now the 14 has the hungry Clint Boyer on the inside, trying to get that spot away. That's 23rd and 24th. 4 to go now. Austin Dillon on the inside of David Reagan. That's outside the top 10, but inside the top 15. Great runs for those two drivers. And right now, that 41 is actually ran. Last time by, he was quicker. Now he's starting to pull away a little bit. It's about 2 car lengths now in the 22. And Logano, he has to worry about that for Harvick. You know, Harvick's going to try to mix that 22 up and help his teammate Kurt Busch. And here comes that for Kevin Harvick on the inside. Kurt Busch won this race back in 2010, 1 week after winning the All-Star race for Team Penske. Now, he drives the 41 Haas Automation Monster Energy Chevrolet for Stewart Haas Racing out of turn number 4. 2 to go here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for Kurt Busch. And you saw Logano, he was able to hang on to second place. Harvick and Larson and Keselowski are top 5. And oh man, look at that traffic ahead. I do not like that at all. What Kurt Busch wants to see is that white flag. If we have a wreck after we take the white flag, we will not have a green-white checker and then come down the line. Will they catch the slower cars? 1 lap to go at Charlotte for Kurt Busch. And one of them is his brother Kyle Busch. Here comes the 22 Logano on the inside. Side by side, the 41 of Kurt Busch, 22 of Joey Logano, down the back straightaway. The 41 has the momentum, and now they're going to get to the slower cars. Kyle Busch in the way of Kurt Busch. Busch gets to the inside. They make contact. The 41 gets on the inside of the 18, and Kurt Busch hangs on to win the Coca Cola 600. And what a breathtaking finish it had to been for Tony Stewart and Gene Haas. Stewart Haas Racing and Kurt Busch hang on to pick up the win here in the Coca Cola 600. He becomes the second driver in 2016 to score multiple wins in the Sprint Cup Series. Kurt Busch and his teammate Kevin Harvick has done that, and we pretty much are now sure that the 41 and the 4 will be racing for a title this year. Logano, he came close. He could have wrecked that 41 car, but he chose not to, and let's look at that again. Let's watch him coming into turn 3. See, Logano was going to be stuck in behind the 18. The 41 was going to be behind the 26. But then they saw the 18 come up the track and right into the lane of the 41. But watch the move by Kurt Busch. Let's go on board with that 41 car and see what he saw while trying to hang on to the lead. He goes from top to middle to bottom. Just somehow got in front of that 22. And Kurt Busch picks up the win. Also puts his brother one lap down in the 18 of Kyle Busch. There's also Dakota Armstrong and Reed Sorensen and Ryan Preece right up ahead. But what a fantastic finish to wrap up the weekend here at Charlotte. We hope you enjoyed today's race. On your screen now you have your results from today's race. Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, and Kevin Harvick podium finishes with them. And what a top 5 by the 42 of Kyle Larson and the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Also of the Chase Elliott, Carl Edwards, Stenhouse, Truex, and Greg Biffle getting top 10 finishes in the weekend. Next up will be Dover. Next weekend, the Monster Mile. Who will be able to team the Monster Mile next weekend? We'll find out. Congrats to the 41 of Kurt Busch on his second win of the year. And we'll see you next weekend at Dover. Goodbye, everyone.